Welcome back to the Against All Odds, the Less Than 1% Chance podcast with your host, Maria Aponte, where we will hear stories of incredible people thriving against all odds. And my hope is that we can all see how life is always happening for us, even when we are the less than 1% chance. Hey, welcome back to Against All Odds, the Less Than 1% Chance podcast with your host, Maria Aponte. Hi, how are you? How's your week going? I feel like it's been kind of chaotic. I'm recording this the night that I am supposed to have this already uploaded and ready to drop in the morning. So it has been crazy. And I just wanted to jump in and talk about that. I wanted to talk about sometimes life is just crazy and busy and all the things. And that is the moments that sometimes we just need to take a deep breath and be very okay with the way that everything just falls into place the way it needs to. So I want to give you an example of this because a lot of the times it's like a do or die kind of thing. Like this needs to come out perfectly or I'm quitting and I'm not doing this again and I'm giving up and all the things. And I feel like that happens often. And I hear about that often as a health and fitness accountability partner. I hear it often. And if it doesn't go perfectly to plan, that's it. I'm quitting. And I just wanted to say that sometimes things just need to happen the way that they are. And it doesn't need to be perfect because there's really no such thing as perfection. Perfection is the lowest standard you can set for yourself. I know that sounds kind of weird, but perfection is the lowest standard that you can set for yourself because it is impossible to be perfect. So you are setting an expectation for yourself that is impossible. And I think that that's where sometimes, again, we get so up in our heads. So let me give you an example of this. So I normally work out Monday through Friday at the very least. And sometimes I'll add in a Saturday, right? Try to take at least one day off a week. And yesterday I was getting ready to get my workout done and my son comes in and he's coughing and he's like, Mom, I feel really like not good. My throat hurts. I'm coughing. I haven't slept much. And so I'm like, all right. He had his scheduled pickup or whatever it's called now for school. And I was like, okay, well, we need to make sure that you're okay enough to go to that. And so we need to get you into the doctor's early this morning. I quickly got on the ball of things and made an appointment and did the pre-registration and everything online. And I was like, all right, let's head out. And I didn't get my workout done. And if I don't do it early in the morning, first thing, things just get so busy that it just doesn't happen. And if I would have been in a mindset of like, I have to get this done, I would have ended my night last night as exhausted as I was and would have tried to get a workout in, and it would have not served me the way that it needed to. So this morning, I was like, I can't let it be 2 days. So this morning I wake up, I was exhausted. I went to sleep late last night, but I was like, I got to get up and I'm going to do this workout. Let me just say how much it was like that. Hello, this is exactly what you needed today. Today was the day that you needed to hear these words. Today was the day that you needed to feel this workout. Today was the day that you needed to go through exactly what you're going through. Because yesterday, I wouldn't have appreciated the message from the trainer that I got today. It wouldn't have been the same form of appreciation for it. And it's crazy because there was a moment in the workout that he was like, I'm not here to save you. That's your job. Your job is to save you. And life is always happening, but it's happening for you and not to you. And I was like, oh my God, I say that all the time. And I'm not perfect. I have to remind myself of this over and over and over again, because life is always happening for you. And we get stuck in the muck of all of the things happening. And when it doesn't go the way that we have the expectation that we have planned in our head, then it's like nothing is going right and all the things are falling apart. And maybe, just maybe, things are happening exactly how you needed them to happen. Maybe, just maybe, things needed to fall into place exactly how it needed to be, so that this morning I got the message that I got, because I have been feeling myself this like kind of this like emotional roller coaster of worthiness and of insecurities that I'm like, where are these coming from? Right? They're like things that are like just festering inside me. And I have to catch myself. I have to be very mindful of the fact that, so yesterday I'm listening to this book. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics, and I'm listening to this book, and like things were like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And I watched a team call that we had a guest speaker, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this makes a lot of sense. And I woke up this morning feeling like little by little, the negative thoughts were coming in, and I'm like, nope, I have to be very mindful right now. And I completely allowed my body to calm down, and I started to breathe deep and kind of center myself and be in that space of being like allowing my intuition to just connect and flow. And in that moment, I pressed play. Right after that, like after I felt very connected, I pressed play, and the message that I got was exactly what I needed to hear in that state of being open to whatever God, the universe, higher power, whatever you believe in, whatever I needed to hear. It was just that perfect timing. However, if I would have allowed myself yesterday to freak out and be frazzled and do this workout, I wouldn't have been able to listen to the message the way that I heard it this morning. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I personally need to learn how to ask for help. And I personally know that is something I'm continuously working on. It's something that I'm very used to. And this is kind of the conditioning that I had to put myself through to survive being a single mom. And I didn't rely on a ton of people to help me. I was dealing with my older daughter with her mental health, and I was dealing with having two other kids that also needed my attention. And I provided for my family. I was the sole provider for my family. And like, when my daughter was having meltdowns, no one was coming to my rescue. And it wasn't for lack of not asking for help, but because it didn't come when I needed it, I needed to learn how to be very self-sufficient. And now it is so hard sometimes for me to just ask for help. And it's not in all aspects of my life, but it is something that I am continuously working on, something that I'm examining in my own life. And I feel like if I'm going through it, that means that someone else is. And if I feel myself experiencing these things, that means that someone else needs to hear it. And that's why I have this podcast. But I just wanted to kind of shake off all of that perfection mindset, and it needs to be this perfect way of doing things, or it needs to be perfectly how my schedule goes, or it needs to be exactly how my to-do list is. Like, I need to check all the boxes in order for me to be successful. No, absolutely not. I need to be able to appreciate all of the things that I've done in the day and see those things as success. Like, I may not have gotten to my whole list because I didn't get my workout done yesterday. I may not have gotten to my whole list yesterday. However, it felt so successful because I was present and I was in the places that I needed to be, and I did all the things that I needed to do that made me feel connected to my son because I was able to be there. I was able to get my daughter to her friends for a sleepover, which made her happy, which made me feel like, she's getting to do something fun. And I felt that connection with her. I was able to get work done and all of those things. We went to schedule pickup or whatever it's called, whatever that thing is when kids have to go to school before school starts. And I need to be in the mindset of, I did all these things. How freaking cool is that? How proud of myself am I that I showed up. I went into my accountability group and I was like, ladies, I'm taking a rest day today because work was crazy. Kids were crazy. I'm taking a rest day today. How beautiful is it that I can just jump in there and say, you know what? Today was not the day. And today I'm still showing up and letting you guys know that I am taking a rest day. And I'm going to still cheer you on, and I'm going to still encourage you, and I'm going to still be there for you. And that's completely okay. Right? So it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be checking all the boxes. It doesn't have to be 100% every day. It's okay when things don't happen the way you expect them to happen, because we also have to manage our expectations. However, when those things sometimes don't happen the way we expect them to, take a deep breath and connect with your heart, with your intuition, with that gut feeling of maybe things are just supposed to work out the way they are. And maybe things happen the way they happen because there's something better for me coming up. Right. And in that, I feel like this morning I allowed myself to connect to me, to my intuition, to my heart, to what I truly felt like I needed in that moment. And the words that were coming out of my trainer's mouth were epic and were exactly what I needed to hear. And it felt so good. Yeah, this is why I didn't work out last night. This is why I was like, nope, it's not happening. I'm going to make sure that I just wake up early and make sure that it happens in the time that I need it to happen, and allow myself to get whatever rest I was going to get, and really truly just connect with my inner self. And it's so hard sometimes to take the few moments that it takes to connect internally with yourself and with your spirit and your energy. And we so many times pray to God, right? Or to whatever you believe in. And we pray and we forget that the way that we get our answers is by listening to our intuition. That's God, the universe, higher power, whatever. That's your intuition talking to you. That's your higher self, your God speaking to you, is you taking that moment to connect with your intuition. And I'm like pointing at my belly because that's where I feel it. And it's funny because those things, it's just so crazy to me looking back, right, as evidence of when I've listened to my intuition, how things fall into place and I am exactly where I need to be. So I've always, whenever I've moved anywhere, I have walked into that place and have felt like, yep, I'm in the right place. Let's go. Like, no second thoughts. I've always picked the places that I'm going to live that way and always trusted that it was all going to work out. It was just all things were going to just fall into place. And it is amazing how that's happened every single time. Every single time. And when it doesn't work out, I don't get upset about it because it wasn't meant for me. Like, I wasn't supposed to be there. My energy, my aura, whatever, was not supposed to be in wherever it doesn't work out for me. And I just find it so cool. I think it is so amazing how powerful we are and how very much in the image of our God we are, that we can literally go within ourselves and be with that intuition and listen to that intuition and connect to it. And that can literally just change everything. Because the moment that you connect to that intuition, the moment that you connect to that feeling or that inner voice, magical things happen. It is crazy. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about today. And I was like, I'm not going to rehearse because I don't ever rehearse. Whatever I always speak, I speak from the heart here. Like, there's no like outline of anything. It is what I speak from the heart always. And I was like kind of struggling and I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? And I'm like, duh, hello, inner self. Exactly what I felt this morning. It felt so awesome to be exactly where I needed to be. I was so in touch with what my inner self needed, and it was perfect. It was perfect because I could have chosen to do today's workout today instead of yesterday's workout today. And I didn't. I was like, nope, I'm going to do yesterday's, which is cardio. And I don't like cardio. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I did it and it was perfect. Trust your intuition. Trust that when things are happening and you're like, yes, this is it. Oh my gosh. And all these things are happening and everything works out. It's because it's supposed to. It's supposed to. Your energy is matching whatever you are attracting, right? So if you want to attract good things, don't be in a low energy state. Don't. You need to change your energy. And it's as simple as making yourself laugh or smiling. It changes your physiological chemistry. It changes everything. When you choose to have high energy versus being like low energy, it changes everything. A smile changes everything. A smile can change a stranger's day because you don't know what that person was going through, but maybe they needed to see that smile from you. And I don't know, I just might be going in circles, but I feel like intuition is so big. And I felt so good letting go of the expectations of that perfect, oh, I have to get my workout in and I have to like do all the things on my list. I let go of that expectation and I connected to me in my inner self and to my God. And whatever I prayed for I have to internally listen to the responses. And I think that it's so crazy because different people say different ways. That's just the way that it connects with me. Like the moment that I'm praying to God, right? Well, the only way that I can listen to God is listening to my intuition and listening to that inner voice, because that's God talking to me. That's God responding to me. I just feel like that is so important, and that's so it's crucial to learn. And I'm now 40 years old, and I've been learning this intuition thing throughout my life in different circumstances, but I feel like I've been so aware of it. And I see where where my energy in the last few months, and I've talked about it, has gone kind of up and down. And I see that, and I need to consciously take a moment, take a deep breath or 3, and really connect with my inner self and feel the feelings that I want to feel, right? Just feel those feelings so that I can then really connect to that best version of me and listen to my intuition, to my gut, to my inner voice, and be happy and okay with the situations that may or may not work out, because it is exactly where I'm supposed to be. This morning, that workout was for me. This morning, that workout was what I needed in my life to just feel like I'm here to help people. And I have the tools, but I'm feeling like I've struggled asking for help lately. And if I'm struggling with it, then someone is too. So this is your sign. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, let's talk. If you want to get healthy, let's talk. And that was like, as soon as I finished my workout, I needed to like sit there and write out my post, because it felt so naturally like in tune with what I was feeling. And I know that other people are struggling to ask for help. And that is why I go through things. I wholeheartedly believe, and I feel it in my gut and my intuition, that I go through things so that I can empathize and feel the feelings of what the people that I need to connect to the most feel, so that I can be that beacon of light, because we weren't made to be in darkness. We weren't made for that. We were made to be the light for those that need it. And I feel so wholeheartedly that that's part of my mission and my legacy that I'm going to leave. So, with that being said, I hope that this served you, and I hope that it just resonated with you, because I really felt this deep in my heart, and it just came to me. And it's funny because I have these affirmation cards, and I pulled one before this, and it's so crazy the way things work out, but I'm going to read it to you because I feel it's what I needed in the moment right before I jumped on to record this podcast. It was exactly what I needed. So I'm going to read it to you. I have a deck, and I just closed my eyes and picked, I just kind of went like this and picked one, and I'll read you what I picked before my podcast. And it says, I am a creative genius. I am bursting with new ideas and lots of different ways to answer questions and resolve challenges. Today, I am committed to moving forward with my creativity and taking it to the next level. Yes, today, no more excuses, no more maybe tomorrows. I am a mastermind. That was my affirmation card before I started. And then when I just demonstrated, if you're watching on YouTube, I just demonstrated what I did, and I just closed my eyes and I kind of like picked a card from the deck, and it said, I am magical. I am mysterious. I am unique, and I'm committed to being the mystical wonder everyone is trying to figure out, but no one can. I will use my positivity and genuine demeanor to lure others into my whirlwind of awesomeness. But I will never reveal my secret, because the secret, the magical ingredient, is simply me and who I have chosen to become. I am magic. Like, how cool is that? Oh, it's just so amazing how, like, when you feel connected to your intuition, how all of it just falls into place. I did a very scary thing. I messaged a pretty big influencer that I follow. She is also a body partner, and I follow her story, and I absolutely love her and her family. And I messaged her and I was like, and whether she responds or not, it's totally fine. I'm so proud of me because I reached out to her and I was like, hey, so I have this podcast and I just started it a few months ago, and I just feel like you've overcome so many odds and obstacles, and I just would love to have you on. And again, whether or not she sees it or replies or whatever, I did a scary thing. And I feel like that is so powerful in the fact that I can, like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 myself and just do the scary action. It's all about that. It's about learning how to ask for help when you need it, being understanding and aware of your own body and when you need to connect to it, and when you connect to it and speak from the heart, all these amazing, awesome things happen. So if she like responds to my very scary message that I sent out, that's awesome. And whether she does it or not, that's awesome. That's okay, because what I can control is my actions. And I went out there and I asked this awesome, amazing person to be a guest on my podcast. So let's see. Anyways, I hope this served you in some way. And I really, truly wanted to just come here with authentically being me and with my heart wide open and sharing that I'm struggling as well, and I'm working through it, and I'm still, on this journey called life, and I'm ready for what's to come. I'm ready for what's here for me and what I need to experience so that I impact the lives that I'm supposed to impact. So I hope that this served you in some way, and thank you so much for listening today. Peace out, guys. Love your life. Bye.